Your 20s are exciting. It's that time when you're building your life, exploring opportunities, and maybe even enjoying a little freedom. But what if I told you a few financial missteps now could cost you decades of wealth in the future? Stick around because today we're talking about 5 financial mistakes you need to avoid if you want to build a life of financial freedom and prosperity. You don't want to wake up at 40 wondering why you're still living paycheck to paycheck, do you? Let's make sure that never happens. Then, ignoring the power of budgeting. First up, the dreaded B word, budgeting. Sounds boring, right? Maybe you think it's just something your parents nag about. But here's the thing, a lack of budgeting in your 20s can have huge consequences. It's like driving a car blindfolded. Would you really trust yourself to avoid a crash? But here's the good news. Creating a budget isn't about depriving yourself. It's about giving yourself freedom. Freedom to spend on the things that matter, while ensuring you're not one unexpected expense away from disaster. So, take control now, because knowing where your money is going is the first step toward where you want to be financially. Quick question. Have you ever looked at your bank account at the end of the month and wondered, who stole all my money? Yeah, that wasn't a thief. That was you. 2, racking up high-interest debt. Credit cards. They seem so convenient, right? But here's the harsh reality. High-interest debt is like a financial black hole. The more you fall into it, the harder it is to escape. And the trap is almost invisible at first. Just a few swipes, a few small purchases, and before you know it, you're staring at a balance you can't pay off. Credit card companies love it when you only make minimum payments, because that's when the interest starts piling. And that's how people end up paying 3, 4, even 5 times the cost of the original purchase. It's like giving away your future wealth for nothing. Let me ask you this. Would you pay $500 for a pair of shoes that cost $100? Of course not. But that's exactly what high-interest debt does. Crazy, right? And speaking of things you can't afford, mistake number 3 is something that's draining your bank account right now, and you might not even realize it. Not investing early enough. Next up, one of the most common mistakes, waiting too long to start investing. Now, if you're thinking, investing? I barely have enough money to get through the month. I hear you. But here's the thing. The power of compounding works like magic over time. And every year you wait to start investing is like giving up free money. Let me hit you with a quick fact. If you invest just $100 a month starting at age 25, you could have over $250,000 by the time you retire. Wait until you're 35, you'll end up with less than half of that. And here's the kicker. Mistake number 4 is costing you more than just money. It's costing you time, the one thing you can't get back. Act 3, Resolution 4, living for today, forgetting tomorrow. I get it. You're young. You want to live your life, travel, enjoy the moment. But here's the harsh truth. If you're always living for today and ignoring tomorrow, you're setting yourself up for failure. Yes, you should enjoy life, but balance is key. You need to make sure you're also preparing for the future, whether that's by saving for a house, building up an emergency fund, or simply putting something away for a rainy day. Your 20s are a critical time to lay the foundation for long-term success. And if you think that's a wake-up call, wait until you hear mistake number 5, because this one could keep you broke, no matter how much money you make. 5, failing to educate yourself about money. Here's the final and maybe most important mistake, failing to educate yourself about money. Financial literacy isn't something they teach in most schools, but the good news, you can learn it on your own, and you need to. The difference between those who struggle financially and those who thrive comes down to one thing, knowledge. Whether it's learning how to invest, understanding tax strategies, or simply knowing how to budget properly, knowledge is power. And in today's world, you have endless resources at your fingertips. Let me ask you something. Do you spend more time scrolling through social media or learning how to make your money work for you? Think about that. Now, if you've made it this far, you're already ahead of the game. But here's the real question. Are you ready to take your financial future seriously? Avoid these mistakes, and you'll be well on your way to building wealth. But there's one more thing you need to understand. The power of compounding. It's the secret to turning small investments into massive wealth over time. Want to know how it works? Click on the video that's popping up on your screen right now, and I'll show you exactly how to harness compounding to make your money grow.